Hello everybody and welcome back. Good to talk to all of you again today, and I hope you're having a good start to 2018. Yes, gotta remind myself that it's 2018, not 17. Something I have to do like at the beginning of every new year for at least like the first week or so, and then brain switches over and it's a new year. Anyways, so one thing before I get started with this replay, I do apologize for my recent short absence. I do believe I haven't been uploading anything for the last couple of days. I've just been taking a couple of personal days, playing some games, just having some fun. Played Hearts of Iron 4, nice time-wasting game right there. Interesting stuff can happen in that game. That's all I'm going to say. The AI can do some really wonky stuff sometimes, and yeah. But all in all, I'm not really sure if it makes for that great video content, because the game is kind of slow-paced at times. So, you know, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Hearts of Iron 4. Do you play it? Is there things that have happened in your game that's made you go, what? There's definitely things that have made me go, like, what the hell? I think in one of my playthroughs, Germany capitulates in 1941. So yeah, it's like, you know, World War II started for like literally a year and a bit, and Germany capitulates. Anyways, all right. So moving on to this particular replay, it comes in from Hentai is Art, playing a Des Moines. I saw the email this morning and was like, wow, that's a really high damage game. And yes, before any other things, I know the name. I wish it was a slightly different name, so I don't have to say Hentai is Art every time I want to mention the Des Moines. Yeah, I'll just substitute Des Moines. How's that? Anyways, so high damage game, and typically of high damage games, there are these sort of, I don't know, factors, common factors you see in almost all of them. One of them is you need an incredibly incompetent friendly team, and then you need an almost equally incompetent, but slightly less so, enemy team who can't take advantage of your team's incompetence. Case in point, first of all, this Minotaur. You're broadside to an AP slinging Des Moines. You've already eaten a ton of damage. You've broken contact with smoke. This is the time to run away. As quick as you can, you flee the area, get behind a different island, and then you pester people with your annoying AP shells. Well, you can kind of already guess where that Minotaur is going to be. Oh look, there's a Missouri as well. Okay, well that didn't really do much. 1 over pen hit. And so our friendly Des Moines is going to be pushing up right now into the B cap, because if you also look at the minimap, you might notice that all 12 enemy ships are at the A cap area. Okay, they're not even actually in the cap yet. They're below the cap, but they're all there. All 12 enemy ships have decided to go on the same flank. Just wait until you see how long it takes before the A cap actually gets taken. Just wait. I mean, we're currently almost 5 minutes into the game. Oh, and remember that Minotaur I was talking about? Still there. Still broadside. Oh boy. Yes. I think that Minotaur did all of nothing that game, because, oh, he popped a smoke. That's something. Kind of, maybe. Anyway, so our Des Moines now is able to get to another point of cover and starts to shell some battleships. Now, as you can tell, in the current position of the battleships and where the Des Moines is right now, it's actually kind of hard to get the shells over, because the battleships are at a point where the shells just can't clear the island. Until the Missouri is like, hang on a second here, let me move forward so I can actually provide an easy shot to the Des Moines, who, with that amazing rate of fire and that constant HE spam, is going to farm up some damage. Mind you, it's already 80,000 damage, and we're not even 6 minutes into the game yet. The damage number is going to go quite a bit higher. So Missouri eats some HE shells, still eating some HE shells. Come on, there's got to be a fire here somewhere, RNGesus. Come on. One of these salvos is going to set up. Ah, there it is. There's the fire. Alright, so Missouri's back on fire, and this, of course, is going to be more damage, because that Missouri just burned damage control earlier. Fantastic. Alright, now, oh, there's a second fire. Okay, now you can move on to another target to keep burning them. And guess who shows up to offer that? The other Missouri. It's almost like one Missouri sees the other Missouri on fire and is like, ah, I got you, bro. Come here, let me help take some of that heat off of you. And of course, becomes the priority focus for the Des Moines, who is still behind cover, still cannot really be shot at, still launching HE shells wave after wave. Although I would have liked to see some AP being used right around there, because the Missouri was initially offering a broadside, and that's good damage. But anyways, that Missouri decides it's probably not a good idea to continue along the current path, because there's no friends out in this direction at all. The entire enemy team, all 12 ships, decided that it was a fantastic idea to go and try to lemming train to A. It would have actually been nice to see all 12 ships actually make an active effort to push A, and then maybe just get around A quickly and come back around, but, you know, that's wishful thinking. Because we're almost at the 8-minute mark of the match, and in those 8 minutes, the A cap is still completely untouched. And it's not like the enemy team has no destroyers, it's just that they're temporarily on vacation somewhere doing things. And of course, for our friendly Des Moines, that's 168,000 damage already. But like I said, the damage number is supposed to be impressive, and 168,000 is... it's alright. It's only alright. There's more damage to be had. Anyways, with the majority of the enemy's battleships now way in the back there, our Des Moines decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to start backing up a little bit. And maybe I'll sneak in some shots on ships that are now potentially moving to A. I say potentially because I still can't really tell if any ship is actively trying to get there. There's a Khabarovsk who is... I mean, why is the Khabarovsk even there? Like, Khabarovsk, you're in the wrong place, okay? Like, you're not that destroyer. That's, like, let the Fletcher do that job. You are supposed to be, like, out on the flanks spewing your Russian-biased shells at everything and setting fires. But, like, what? Okay, anyways. Khabarovsk decides he's gonna go into the cap area and gets torpedoed by a Minotaur of all things. Alright, then the Moskva decides that it's his turn to push. Okay. I think the enemy team is finally starting to realize that A is kind of important. Maybe they should take at least one cap to not fall too far behind on points. Great American piercing shells right there. Look at that. Citadel from that angle. Good lord. Moskva takes one Citadel. Radar is up from the Moskva, so our Des Moines kind of just scrunches forward a little bit. Gets out of potential line of fire because he is full broadside, and the Moskva can Citadel you. If it can elevate its shells above that little ridge, it could have. But hey, you know, Moskva radar, not the longest duration thing. Just kind of slip out of its reaches for a bit, and all is good. Back out again. Get all your guns on target and start raining shots. So this brave Moskva, who a second ago was like, yes, I'm going for the cap, decides now, never mind, hold on a second, I'll just sit outside of it, and gets nuked by the Montana. The end of that Moskva. So where are the battleships, you ask? You know, the Moskva's been sort of heroic, kind of charged in there. Yeah. As somewhat expected, nowhere in sight. I did say that, you know, the enemy team has to be pretty incompetent, and your team has to be incompetent too, because if your team was competent, you would kill them off too quickly and it would be a bit of a stomp. Speaking of which, look at where the enemy Fletcher is. Herder, there's a cap that I'm supposed to be on, right? No, I'm going to go all the way around the edge of the map, and I'm gonna chase a Montana from behind. Yeah. Way to not do your job, Fletcher. Way to not do your job. Um. Anyhow, if you take a look at the time right now, we are getting to be almost 12 minutes into the game, and the A cap is still not being capped. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Des Moines is just in a perfectly happy place right now. Nobody's spotting him. He just gets to sit here behind this nice little island and just slob shells at big battleships who finally have started to realize that they needed to do something about caps. Come on now. Come on, enemy team. Oh, did I also mention that he's already at 258,000 damage? And it's still gonna keep going. Still going to keep going. Enemy battleships finally moved on to cap. And we're talking like 12 and a half minutes later. Finally on to cap. Finally starting to take it. Except if you look at the points disparity, they're like almost 500 points behind. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see? In order to get these insanely high damage games, you'll almost always see that kind of constant. Where it's just the enemy team doesn't seem to know left from right. You know, they don't seem to notice that there's a thing called a cap. Anyways. So, Des Moines goes back into a different position. Slings some more HE at an enemy battleship, this time a Yamato, who I'm not really sure if this Yamato has actually done anything this entire game. Actually, I'm not really sure if any of the enemy battleships really do much in this game. Maybe they're Montana, who kind of did get around to the side there. Enemy Missouri coming through that little gap area between A and B. If it's just the Moskva and the Des Moines, not the best position to be in right now. I would probably start to get out of here. Although, if that gearing has torpedoes, could seal off this little channel as well from the battleship. Gets a couple more HE hits in here. It's a good time to move, and I think that is what the Des Moines decides to do. Gearing decides to go forward and drops torpedoes on the... Never mind. See? If that gearing just decided to come towards the gap, no way that enemy battleship will get through that little area. Instead, I think he drops torpedoes against that Yamato? That's kind of a waste. That's kind of a waste. Missouri is coming through now. See, if the gearing come around, I mean, that would have been a free kill for him. Ouch. Des Moines taking damage here. At this kind of range, it does kind of get scary when you're in Des Moines. There's a battleship. Oof, there's another big hit there. 10k. Time to turn around and get back into cover. Moskva has become the center of attention, just because Moskva couldn't really go anywhere. Come on, Des Moines, keep going. Okay, random hit there, no big deal. There's no massive citadel salvo from anything. Yes, off of detect, that'll help. That will help. Montana salvo coming in, nothing. Alright, fantastic. Moskva goes down. Alright, the Missouri's managed to break through that area, has now come onto the B cap. And at this kind of range, don't go broadside, Missouri. Don't go broadside. He's going to get AP pen to death. Yep. That was a bit of a random one. I think that one hit the water there. But he's going to get AP pen to death by a Des Moines. Because Des Moines has that rate of fire. And one more salvo, and blop. Dead Missouri. Okay, now problems. Take a look. Not too many ships left on our Des Moines team. One Iowa, one Montana, kind of being rushed. I don't know why the battleships are still kind of wasting their time. It's just, let's put one ship on that Montana. Have the other ones go for the cap or something and take out this Des Moines. Fletcher has finally made it to a cap. 16 minutes later. He finally makes it to a cap. Oh boy. Anyways, Fletcher does get behind cover, so not much the Des Moines can do. So attention now turns to the Baltimore. That is now coming up. Not a good fight for the Baltimore. Des Moines versus Baltimore is a pretty not good fight if the Des Moines actually knows what he's doing. Of course, not giving full broadside and things like that. And our Des Moines is pretty good at that. We'll definitely say that. Comes out and glorious American piercing shells again. Blop, Citadel, 11,000. Fantastic. Salvo number 2, 2 more Citadels. Dead. Baltimore. Cap is secure. And now back into cover again, so those battleships down south can't come and kill you. Not detected, which is good. Getting behind cover. Just need to stall now. As long as you stay alive and stall, you're going to be fine. You have that cap advantage for like the longest time. And did that Fletcher just get off the sea cap? Really? Really? You finally made it onto a cap, Fletcher. Finally, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you get off of the... Oh my god. But yeah, I did say it was impressive damage, right? I did say that. So, you know, currently 329,000 damage in. And as long as this Des Moines lives, is going to be fine. Iowa just ate a holy god, look at that. Iowa just melt. That Iowa dies, things are going to get a little bit dicier. You know, if you can see the battle... Wait, never mind. Never mind. I thought one of their battleships had gone for the B cap. Fletcher has finally decided that, you know, going for the C cap is a good idea. Has gotten back onto it. Is stalling the points gain on that one cap. So currently... Our Des Moines team is on just the B cap alone, but it's enough because you only have to gain that. It's like 25 more points. It's not hard. Iowa is still alive. 280 HP, I think, or something like that at this point. Gets off a heal. Is just going to keep surviving right there by that tiniest little bit. Surviving. Still surviving. Still surviving. Another salvo goes out. 990 points now. Just a few more ticks. Come on. 2 more ticks. 2 more ticks. Bit more damage there from that salvo against the Yamato. Yes. Whoa. 9,300 damage. That's good. Ha. There we go. And cap. 1,000 points. There we go. There's the win. Mid 9 seconds left. 338,000 damage. That Iowa managed to stay alive. 449,784 credits on a free account, by the way. 11,141 experience. Tons and tons and tons of damage all around. 320 hits. 11 fires, 16 citadels, which is fantastic. And it's just all around an excellent performance from a Des Moines. Although playing very much a Des Moines game. You know, using islands as cover, just harassing enemy ships. Base experience for all Des Moines, 3,617. Fantastic base EXP score. But I want you to kind of pay attention to the enemy team for a second there. Remember that Minotaur that did nothing? That Minotaur had more experience than one of their Missouris. Oh. And that Fletcher. Take a look at that Fletcher. You played the entire game, survived to the very end. 588 base experience. Okay. Just you see results like that, it just blows your mind. Anyways, in terms of damage, 92,000 from HE, 155,000 from AP, and 86,000 from fire. So very good damage all around. And like I mentioned, on a free account, so net credit gain 167,000, and experience gain very good at 11,141. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed that replay, both the really good stuff done by the Des Moines and just the sheer incompetence of both teams. Aside from all that, folks, yeah, have fun, take care of yourselves, and I will, of course, talk to all of you again really soon.